Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord. Now, as you can see right here, we have a wonderful situation on our hands. Look at who we have engaged. Oh yes, it is indeed Regea herself. She is the leader of the Southern Empire, and if we can eliminate her, then it's going to be a pretty, I'm going to say, pretty decent blow to have against our opponents. And you can also see right here that our fellow vassals, because obviously I'm not the liege, so I can't say my vassals or anything like that, but anyway, our fellow vassals are coming in and joining us here as well. So let's see what we can do. Bear in mind, however, that the fellow vassals do not have very good units. Obviously, where would they have gained good units? Well, nowhere really. So we are going to have a pretty harsh time of things, because what's going to happen, in my opinion, is Regea is going to probably try and use brute force. I would expect that because she has a lot of cavalry. As you can see right here, she's actually coming in. I was not expecting her to be this quick, but apparently she is wanting to be this quick. So this is going to be a bit problematic. I might want to distract a couple of people and then have my cavalry charge into them from the side. That might be quite nice. Let's tell my infantry just to charge in, actually. Let's tell them just to charge, and we'll get our archers a little bit closer to where we are currently fighting. And if we can do that, we will be in a good position, I think. I've got to be a bit careful here, though. I do not want to get massacred by a bunch of peasants, if at all possible. And no doubt it will happen at some point, but hopefully not that soon. Oh, there we go. I'm off my mount. Okay, let's hope they don't actually want to kill me. Seems like they don't. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, yeah, these guys can just charge, guys. Just charge. I'm absolutely fine. Don't worry about me. Oh, there's a horse. No, I don't think that's a horse I can actually ride. But yeah, we're just going to tell these guys just to charge straight on in. I'm just going to basically prioritize me staying alive as much as I possibly can. But unfortunately, oh, there's a horse. I might be able to do something with that. If this guy comes close, I will kill him. There we go, never mind. Okay, saddle. Oh, it's a saddle horse. Lucky. Very, very lucky indeed. Did not realize that it was going to be a saddle horse, that's for sure. But if this is indeed a victory for us, this is going to be such a crazy turnaround. Because, let's face it, Regea has a massive, massive army. She really does. She's got almost 300 units. And I'm very much hoping that any successor that she might very well have, she is 52, by the way. Her age is actually 52, so she is no doubt going to have some grown-up children who will be able to take over from her. And I've heard a couple of horror stories from some of you in the comments about heirs taking over and them transforming the faction into an absolutely beastly version of its former self. So I am actually kind of worried about that, to be honest. Kind of surprised that I actually even survived this, to be fair, because I really thought that I might end up dying when I lost my horse right there, but no, seems like that is indeed a victory. We lost 75 units, which is not entirely bad. Let me actually just take a quick look and see how many I actually lost personally. I lost 21. That is actually quite a lot to lose. Especially the knights and the banner knights. Those are kind of hard to replace, personally, but oh well, never mind. Oh yeah, there's also been another update to the game, and you know what happens? Yeah, they capped the amount of gold. They capped the amount of gold that you can get from sieges and field battles to 10,000. So there is no way that I will be able to earn, 780,000 or something like that from a siege defense, which, in all fairness, was probably a little bit too much. But personally, I feel like if you are able to defend against an overwhelming opponent, I don't know, let's say you have 100 units and you're up against 500 or something, I feel like you should be able to earn more than 10,000 for your trouble, because I feel like that kind of feat, to be able to accomplish that and defend against such an overwhelming opponent, is definitely going to deserves some kind of reward. I mean, maybe that's just how I feel about it. But maybe this is just a preliminary kind of, shall we say, fix until they look at it a bit closer, and maybe then they'll revisit it and they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I think 10,000 maybe a little bit too low, or maybe what we need to do is maybe change it so that the cap is different dependent on where you actually are and what you're actually doing and how many units you're fighting against and so on and so forth. So hopefully that is going to be how it will work, because I personally don't particularly agree with how it is right now. But that's just my opinion. It's not really it's not really anything too important. But otherwise, we've got some really nice stuff here as well. I'm actually thinking that, yes, there we go. Lise can definitely use some upgraded shoulders. Thank you very much. Is there anything else here for her? Yeah, yep. She's actually got a better chest piece too. Very nice. Can't believe I was not giving her really, really good stuff. And we'll take the sheep, and we'll take the cow, and we'll take the hog as well. There we go. All right. So this is where we currently are. So I think before we go any further, it would probably be a good idea for me to execute Regea, and that is exactly what we're going to do, so let's do this. Boom. There we go. Alright. Alright, so here we go. This is another large battle against one of the stronger vassals. 186 this guy has. I've actually just joined an army called by... I believe this guy, and yeah, this is actually kind of interesting because this is probably the first time that I have seen numerous Vlandian vassals actually working together in some kind of military effort, because obviously with the exception of the time that they have helped me in some of the smaller skirmishes and the smaller times when they've actually been able to assist me in those times, then obviously this is pretty amazing. Actually having the ability to maybe group up and see exactly what's going on with these people would be fantastic. If we can literally continue this, we would be in such a great position. I don't even know. We would be in a great position, and I'm very much hoping that we will be able to keep this up. If we can kill this guy, and indeed maybe even take him prisoner, I'm not entirely sure what happens if I'm not part of the sort of like main, if I'm not like the main aggressor or something like that. If I'm not the main aggressor, then I'm not entirely sure what happens to the prisoners if they actually do take them or not, because I'm hopeful that they will give me the opportunity to decide what happens with them, but I don't know whether that will really happen, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm just going to auto-delegate because we want our range to form a bit of a skirmish line right there. Hopefully they will not get themselves killed. Ugh, yeah, that was a pretty terrible attack right there, yeah. Anyway, going to see if I can maybe eliminate a couple more of the cavalry, because they are kind of annoying to deal with. Can't get close enough. Okay, well, hopefully our cavalry will actually start doing something now, because it seems like a lot of my people are actually getting murdered thanks to the fact that they are just being so lax with their attacks. But yeah, hopefully they will actually decide to do something soon. I think I have a bad feeling about this. Yep, definitely a bad feeling about this. Alright, well, let's do this. Almost. Unfortunately, because obviously most of the forces in this particular army are mine, we are suffering some pretty heavy casualties here. But, well, maybe it would have been better if I would have taken command of this whole thing, but I kind of wanted to be in a situation where the AI and myself would actually be working together for once, and I wanted that so badly that I think I just sacrificed a whole bunch of my units for not much gain, to be honest. Quite a small amount of gain in comparison to what I would have been able to do with my own army at full strength. So, yeah, you know, lesson learned, lesson learned. Probably not the best idea to put, well, I mean, that's the thing. I learned that lesson a long time ago when I was part of AI armies. They're usually not that good at keeping units alive and making decisions. So as you can see right here, I actually lost 33 units, and most of them were Vlandian sharpshooters, as you can see. 8 of them. Very, very costly units to lose. But, well, that's a victory, you know, that's a victory. I just hope that I'll be able to take him prisoner. That would be fantastic. If I can take him prisoner, then we will be, yeah, there we go. All right, that is actually really good. All right, so Vlandia peasants, don't really care about those. I will take the prisoners just because, but as you can see, we now have 74 plus 73 wounded. Actually kind of harsh, very harsh. But I will be trying to take as many pieces of food that I can get my hands on. And there we go. All right. So this is where we currently are, as you can see. And I can actually leave the army now, or I can continue onward. Personally, I think I'm going to leave, because what I would like to do is try and restore myself, try and get back to relatively full strength. And it is time to execute Achios, and that is exactly what we will do. There we go, there's another clan. Another clan has been destroyed. Fantastic, that's really, really good. What I actually wish would actually be a thing is when you go on to the sort of like encyclopedia kingdom/clan screen, I would like it if the clans that were destroyed were marked in some way. Because if they were marked, then I could easily tell which ones I still have to eliminate and which ones I don't need to. So that would be pretty fun. But as it stands, I guess, you know, they'll get to that kind of quality of life stuff later on in development. Because obviously they're focusing on, you know, crashes and all the much more important things like capping sieges and battles. Oh, well, never mind. Anyway, so let's have a look here. I think I'm going to just keep basically everything here. I think I might just keep everything because I would like to just wait here for some time. And the people that aren't going to join me after I get to like 100%. Oh, hello. Look at that. Saratis. Saratis's army right there. All right, well, that's the new big, you know, shall we say, new big fish that we are going to have to defeat at some point, which is actually not even going to be that difficult. I feel like 400 units is actually not that hard to deal with, but maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. It really depends on what kind of units they have, because obviously I agree with those of you in the comments that have actually told me, and from my own experience so far in my off-screen time, that in general, if you defeat a particular vassal or lord of some kind, then he comes back, it's more than likely that he's not going to have the same kind of units again, and he will just literally have recruits, because it is very much more organic than it used to be, like in Warband, because in Warband they used to be able to just bring units out of thin air, but in this it's a little bit more natural in the way that they recruit. And because they're kind of similar to how the player has to recruit, they're going to be recruiting a whole bunch of recruits and volunteers and, you know, peasants and things. And it makes things much, much easier for the player in general, which is actually fantastic. I like that change a lot. I think that really helps the whole immersion thing, because let's face it, when lords would go into a random castle and then all of a sudden come out with, I don't know, 15 Nord Huskarls and 30 warriors and so on and so forth. It's just, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, where would they get them from? I mean, obviously the garrison, they might get it from the garrison, but otherwise nowhere, right? So yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, Saratis is being kind of weird right now. As you can see, Saratis has 500 units, actually still gaining the amounts of units, which is kind of insane. And do we have anyone that actually wants to join us right here? Anyone else? Anyone else wants to join me? Nope. Okay. Well, I will be taking them to the dungeon then. I will be donating the prisoners, because I want to be able to move around as fast as possible, and I think that's pretty good for me. So yeah, otherwise, Let's see if there are going to be any other vassals coming along here, because I'm thinking that they might. And we're just going to get by. Just going to sneak by just a little bit. This guy is obviously going to be traveling at a very, very slow pace. We're traveling at 3.8. He's traveling at 2.7. Let's actually have a look at his people. I mean, just look at that. Let me just pause real quick. There we go. All right, so as you can see, he's got 29 Imperial Archers. And yeah, Imperial Archers are actually pretty good. But there's 29 of them. You know, we can probably deal with those. Not too bad. And then, of course, he has the obligatory recruits. He's got 50... Actually, no, he doesn't have 59. He's actually got 63 Imperial recruits. Some of them are wounded. But just look at how many actual lords they have in this army. They have 3. And that's it. It's kind of insane, right? Kind of insane that there's only 3 lords. But that's, I think, a byproduct of what we have been doing so far with the amounts of units that we have been killing. Because obviously, if we kill a certain number of people, and I'm talking about lords here, then the other lords are going to be given their fiefs. And it's going to make sense that they will then have larger armies. Which is a problem. That is a big, big problem, because that means that eventually these lords are going to be running around with some pretty hefty armies, and I'm not entirely sure how we're going to deal with it. But this is just a bait. This is just a bait. I am just going to bait them, and hopefully, yep, he's here. He's here. All right. Well, yeah, I guess I will just be running on then. But I'm wasting this guy's time. And look at this. Someone has actually left. Panalea. Remember Panalea from way back when I invaded, well, should we say more like infiltrated some of their territory in the north. And yeah, this, I think we could probably take her down. Or maybe we couldn't. She's got some pretty good units, but I think we would probably be able to deal with her. It really just depends. Now, here's the thing. I'm hopeful that she is going to try and chase me rather than stay with the army. Aha. This is looking pretty good. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of maneuvering here. This is basically what I have been doing in my off-screen time as well. So if you were wondering how I bait these vassals into actually attacking me, this is it. This is literally it. I'm a bit worried about this situation, though. Nope, that worked out. All right. Yeah, because that's the thing. You don't want to get caught by the faster-moving unit and then have the large army right next to you. This is also the kind of thing that I look out for. So if you're too wanting to do a little bit of vassal hunting, then, you know, maybe you can take a couple of these, you know, strategies that I've formulated over the time that I've been attempting to assassinate everyone. Anyway, as you can see, Panalea decided to be a bit silly, and she separated from the other army. And no doubt, you can tell, did you see how many... Ah, the justice. It tastes very good indeed. Oh yes, it does. Anyway, did you see that? We have literally like 600 units against her right here, and just look at this spectacle. Look at this spectacle. It's just so crazy to see this many units on the battlefield at once. It is absolutely amazing. Love it, love it. Very nicely done on the engine development by the developers here. They have really made it very enjoyable to fight with large numbers of units, and especially in field battles. I wouldn't say so much in sieges because the optimization is not yet there, but once the optimization has been implemented in a really, really nice way, then sieges are going to be some of the most enjoyable things that you can probably participate in Bannerlord. But as it stands right now, they are a bit too unoptimized to be super enjoyable. They're still very fun, but obviously when you're running around at 15 to 20 FPS, dependent on your system of course, then it is kind of a little bit less fun, but it's still absolutely amazing to see all of these units on the battlefield at once. Just look at this. Look at that. Absolute insanity. Anyway, we barely lost anything because, of course, we barely lost anything. We had 600 units. And speaking of 600 units, I think we might even be able to attack the large army next to us. The only thing that needs to be done Oh, it seems like Panalea actually managed to escape, I believe. Or maybe she was killed on the field. Not entirely sure. Which is kind of a shame, to be honest. I actually really wanted to execute her. But, oh well, never mind, never mind. I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. Alright, well, whatever the case, let's move on. And we'll just take this. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any food. It seems like she was actually starving her army because she doesn't have any food. And she was actually losing units steadily as we were running away from her. I don't know whether you noticed that, but she seemed to actually be having a couple of difficulties with her supply. So there's also that. All right, so yeah, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. Now, here's the thing. I hope... Do you think... Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, now, this is why I really love the Bannerlord AI. I know some people have said that the Bannerlord AI is kind of stupid, but I personally don't think that's the case. Because as you can see right here, they know that I have a lot of units. I mean, obviously. I mean, you can tell, you know, very easily. And they're look at this. They're being so smart as to literally come along with me against this extremely large army. I'm actually not going to get involved just yet. I'm going to wait until more of them actually get into the fray, and then we're going to get involved. And look at what we have here. Look at this. We have two vassals with 195 and 187 respectively, which is actually kind of impressive. But on the other hand, we have 5 pages worth of extremely small armies, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to overthrow the Southern Empire. And this is all we need to do. We literally just need to do this again and again and again, and we will eventually achieve total domination because we will have executed every single lord. I know people have said, I know that they've said that the clans are infinite and they continually produce units over and over again and all that stuff. But I'm still gonna give it a try. I'm still gonna give it a try, and we'll see what happens. But obviously, as I have not mentioned it yet, I have not actually seen the results of the vote yet because, well, it's still going on, and I kind of wanted to give it maybe a day or so until, you know, I actually take the results as they might end up being, you know. So just let everyone get their say in, and then we'll see what happens. But anyway, this is definitely I would like to put my units over there if at all possible. This would be a fantastic area to put them in because trees give them nice cover from a variety of different places. Nice cover from cavalry, cover from archers, and various other things. But bear in mind that there's a lot of enemy units in this forest here. We've got to be very, very careful, and I can't just throw away units. So we are... tell that to my vassals here with me, because apparently they're having some issues with that notion, which is kind of bad. As you can see, they're literally going to just chuck them all in there by the looks of things. But I guess if they want to do that, then let's do it. Why not? Let's do it. I'm not even really sure what I'm attacking right now because there are just so many different things to attack. It is actually kind of hilarious. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to tell my cavalry to charge in, tell my infantry to charge in. If I end up losing a huge amount of units, so be it. So be it. Let's do this. Alright. I don't even know where to go. I really don't even know where to go because I'm literally just running in here thinking to myself, oh, okay, let's just kill this guy. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, don't kill him. He lives. We decided that he lives for now. Let's kill this guy. No, okay, don't kill that guy either. Ah, there we go. There's an Imperial Archer. That's much better. For some reason, all of my polearm skill has literally just gone out the window, but we seem to actually be doing quite nicely. Let's tell my archers to charge in so they can get into effective range, because obviously I haven't really done that in this battle so far. And I'm going to have to be a bit careful here. I don't really want to get murdered. Hello. You want to get murdered by me, don't you? Yes. Hello. Okay, yeah, this guy... Oh, yeah, this guy might be a bit problematic. Oh! Oh, these recruits, they don't know what's up. They really don't know what's up. They cannot stop the beheader. Oh, yes. The beheader is literally running into them right now. and literally is able to completely, well, chop into them. As you can see, 80 damage against an Imperial Elite Cataphract unit. That's actually kind of impressive with a cutting weapon. Bear in mind that obviously I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, they do still have those weapon subtypes, don't they? They still have those damage types. They still have blunt weapons and piercing and cutting and all that stuff. They still have those, but it seems like cutting and various other units that use the same damage type, you know, cutting more specifically, are actually quite good even in the late game, which I gotta say is actually quite impressive, because I would recommend to anyone playing Warband in the late game, get yourself a piercing weapon, get yourself a blunt weapon or something, or some kind, and then just go to town, because that is going to be the thing that will literally get you loads of damage. And there you go. There it is. 152. We literally lost 152 units. Did I lose 152 units? I hope not. How many did I lose? Oh no. I have a bad feeling about this. It might have just added up from all the small... Yep, there we go. I only lost 5. I literally only lost 5. That is fantastic. And we were able to defeat that extremely large army. And bear in mind, I would love to be able to call for armies, but I cannot do it. And you know why? They have less than 40% of their maximum army size. That's the main issue. Anyway, this guy's getting executed. There we go. Another clan was destroyed, which is fantastic. Very good. Very nice indeed. And maybe I will be able to... No, okay, apparently not. Should I just take all of these? Yeah, why not? We'll just take all of those, because I have the space anyway. And I might as well, you know, get some more influence for it, even though the influence is probably not going to be entirely useful at the moment. Alright, is there anything else here that I really want to get? Not much. Alright, that is fine. And look at that. So they're all collapsing on... it's just hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Okay, so here we go. So these are our children right now. They have not advanced. Not entirely sure why that is. But anyway, I just want to reiterate and actually show you that I cannot create an army here, because as you can see, the party has less men than 40% of its party size limit. And if I could do this, we would easily, and I'm saying pretty easily, be able to capture some fiefs, you know, town, castle, whatever it is. We would easily be able to do that. And if we could do that, we would be in a great position, an absolutely fantastic position. But we're still in a decent position as it is, because we will still be able to fight away and try our very best to withstand the overwhelming might of the Southern Empire at the moment. They're really doing a very good job of being a massive faction, but that's literally it. They're not really doing a very good job of eliminating us, are they? So there's also that. Anyway, oh, hello, there's a law. Oh, land tax. Why are you doing land tax? That makes no sense. I'm actually just going to save real quick, because I'm a bit worried about the laws and it crashing me. Alright, so let's have a look here. Okay, so in Galtha, 5% of the village income is paid to the ruler clan as tax, 5% less village income for clans. Okay, I guess I'm just going to go for in Galtha. We'll just do 100. And there we go. That actually passed. Very nice. And our relation has increased by a pretty significant margin right there. Okay. That is all I really wanted to do. Bring forward the proposal to give this settlement to someone else. I could do that. I could take it, eh? No, I think they're doing a fine job as it is. I don't think I really need to worry about them too much. But yeah, Southern Empire. Look at this. We have inflicted a lot of casualties. Oh, look at their total strength. Their total strength from the last episode has gone down. It was almost 28,000, but now it is 25,000. Also, bear in mind that they have lost a lot of units. And I am primarily talking about, yes, as you can see, he is now the ruler. This guy is now the ruler of the kingdom. and he is age 54. I assume this is potentially Regea's husband, potentially? I actually don't know about that. But yeah. Yes, I believe that is her husband, because he is 54, and that would kind of make sense. And I think that this guy is her son, but I can't really tell. Oh, no, there's just one family member. Okay, so what about this guy? Who does he have as family? No one. Okay, so does she have no children? No, surely she has some children. This guy is this fellow's father. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, that will be it, I suppose, for this episode, and a very successful one, I should say, because we eliminated a whole bunch of their most powerful vassals, and on top of that, we executed their leader. But of course, they they appointed another one, but then that one needs to be killed as well, and that is exactly what we will do. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.